The first named storm system of the year has been put out by Pagasa today. Tropical depression Ambul, located towards the south and east of the Philippines. I do want to note, though, this is put out by Pagasa. JMA, which is the official warning agency for the entire Western Pacific, has not named this storm, nor are they warning on it. But since Pagasa put it out, we do need to talk about it, and I think it's a good thing that they are naming this. They are warning on it because it does look like it could develop into a possible at least a weak tropical storm before making landfall. Main impact, I still believe, is going to be the much needed rain to come out of this storm system. So let's get right into it. Currently, it is, by the way, the evening of the 10th, heading into the morning of the 11th of May, 2020 in the Western Pacific. Date is always important when we're talking about these storms because they do change from day to day, as we are seeing firsthand with this area. Now it is moving towards the west-northwest. That is Palau towards your east, Mindanao off here towards the west. Convection really blowing up around that center. Plus, we do have plenty of convection and moisture available towards the north and east. Actually, look at all of this outflow right in here. You have all of this moisture out here, and that's going to help feed into the development and kind of combat all of this dry here towards its north and west. Actually, this high pressure right in here is one reason why this is taking its sweet time. Somebody actually asked me that question yesterday, and it was a very legit question. Why is this moving so slow? And it's all thanks to this high pressure right in here, and I'm going to get to that in just a second as well. First, let's talk about that track I started off with the update here. And yeah, it does have this moving towards the north, kind of combating against that high before you do see a weakening moving off towards the west. Before what Pagasa expects to happen is this coming on shore on the evening of Thursday there in southeastern Luzon. Now, keep in mind that there is the big cone of air. And I think the cone of air is important with this one because this is more of a GFS solution. You got the European solution. There's a trough that could dig in and pull this out, or that trough could be weaker and this could move more so towards the west. These two variables are the reason why we like to use this cone of air and why you need to continue to check back in with the forecast. Do not look at the center line right now and think, yes, that is what's going to happen, because probably this is, I mean, that would be great and good on Pagasa if they get it right. But let's be real here. The forecast likely is going to change a bit here. TCFA, by the way, put out by JTWC. I'm just showing that for you, for those people that like to use JTWC. Yeah, they expect this to be a named storm system internationally in the next 24 hours, which I totally agree with. So the main points to take away: possible tropical storm at landfall, according to Pagasa here, and plus some of the models actually kind of hinting at that. Still plenty of time to watch for this developing, and I still continue to expect rainfall to be the main impact, which is thankfully a good thing actually for much of the area. Drought across much of Luzon. It's been very dry, very hot. Rain and some cooler temperatures, I know, is going to be a very, very, very welcome sign. Let's compare up some of the models here, guys. First, the GFS through May 15th. So the GFS does expect this to kind of wander there towards the north, kind of skirting the eastern coastlines of Visayas and Luzon before heading off there to around the Cagayan area, staying well east of the NCR. Meanwhile, you have the ECMWF, which actually pulls this a little bit more so towards the west, right over Manila. Now, if you notice, there's that, then the GFS was here, and Pagasa's track was something like this. That makes perfect sense, my friends, because they're basically, especially in the long term at this point, are going to try to average up the two big models, and we'll see what happens. And this is kind of the reason why I talked about earlier, why we have that variability in the model forecast. There is the jet stream back here towards the north. You have your West Pac High here, and then you have another branch of that high pressure rate in here, and then you have that little itty bitty trough right through here. Now what's going to happen is that right now this high pressure is kind of buffering it, but if we get enough weakening in that trough, that could help pull our storm system towards the north. But if it stays strong, then we'll see more of a westerly progression. Really all depends on the upper level dynamics of this area. Problem with out over open water like this is that you don't typically have a good start on model runs as well, because there's just a limited of upper level data. No one's launching balloons in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. That's another variable they have to kind of toss in here, and you have to think about when we're talking about this. So hey, there's a lot of things to talk about here, a lot of things to watch, but I am happy that we do have a named storm system at the very least on this at this time. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please let me know down there in the comment box below. Just a very quick update on this. I am happy Pegasa is naming it, though. That's some good news. Plus, by the way, on a completely utterly different note, today's update once again brought to you by typhoon.ph. Please do go check it out. I am posting there, and yeah, I mean, I just somehow got lucky enough to get this domain, typhoon.ph. Only big companies typically get to own domains as standard as this. You know, typhoon.com, unfortunately, is owned by some sunglasses corporation, which I found absolutely hilarious. But thankfully, I was able to land this. I'm posting on there, trying to get some new information, some useful stuff for the local area out here in the Philippines. So if you have any suggestions on what I could put here that you would find useful, please let me know. Plus, for those, well, if you're watching this update all the way through, I'm sure your English is absolutely fantastic, but I do have a translating portion here to switch everything over to Tagalog as well, which I've been told probably very useful for a lot of people. So yeah, if you guys want to go check that out, please do so. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate all the feedback. There was other stuff I wanted to talk about, but I'll probably lay it out in one of these updates as well. So yeah, stay safe out there. I'll probably have another update soon, especially once JMA or JTWC starts warning on this and we have a new idea of what they think the forecast is going to be. I will post something on that as well. We'll continue to see this develop. Still plenty of time to watch it, though. All right, bye.